Вот уже треть жителей США в возрасте от 18 до 24 лет верят, что Земля плоская, а почти 15% американцев в возрасте за 30 с ними согласны.
Никому не нравится чувство, что мы находимся на маленьком шарике, который несется сквозь Вселенную. Да, закроют программы с астрофизическим и космическим уклоном. Оставшиеся естественные науки, как биология, геология, океанология, археология и другие, должны быть полностью обновлены.
Hold him. Now you listen to me, you hillbilly punk who thinks the world's still round. I'm here to tell you it's not. It's flat!
He's an interesting guy, man, and, you know, he believes it, so. Kyrie, the earth is flat, right? Yeah. 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 So, whatever. The earth is flat, that's news. That's news. Here we go.
This is Truth Frequency Radio.
The wicked ones obviously under heavy Masonic influence.
Broadcasting straight to you from a large spaceship currently at war with the mainstream scientific community. Meanwhile, the Peanut Gallery is awaiting his invite on the new Chinese space station to be completed in 2022. Maybe now we can get some footage of one that's constructed. Since the Americans didn't want to do that. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Strange World, where the truth is often stranger than fiction. I'm your host, Mark Sarджънт, the creator of Flat Earth Clues, which propose that all of us are living inside a Truman Show enclosed structure thousands of miles wide. Check it out at enclosedworld.com or just Google Flat Earth Clues. If you can't find it, well, you're not very good at the internet. For those of you listening to this on YouTube, you want to hear the show live as it happens, please go to Truth Frequency Radio for the latest schedule. Currently, this show is on Tuesday nights at 7 Pacific, 10 Eastern. And if it is not May 29th, 2018, then you are listening to a rerun. Quote of the day from the Peanut Gallery. This is kind of a big one. Children learn what they live. Put kids in a class and they will live out their lives in an invisible cage, isolated from their chance at community. Interrupt kids with bells and whores all the time, and they will learn that nothing is important or worth finishing. Ridicule them and they will retreat from human association. Shame them and they will find 100 ways to get even. The habits taught in large-scale organizations are deadly. Who said that? John Taylor Gatto. Mark Sarджънт 2018 Flat Earth Challenge is now in effect. Right now. brand new for this show. This is my personal declaration of war from Flat Earth against mainstream science. I, Mark Sarджънт, hereby put forth a challenge to any university, foreign or domestic, to give me a NASA-approved self-contained spacesuit, put me in a vacuum chamber, and pull the switch. For more information on this, please check out Flat Earth Clues 13, The Lost Nail. I don't really have any announcements right off the bat before we give out. I'll give out the phone numbers first, and then I'll come up with some announcements. Phone number to call in is 213-233-3998. That's 213-233-3998, or the old number still works just fine, 720-897-6111. That's 720-897-6111. If you're in the UK, don't forget your country code, then dial 44203-393-2871. And if you're calling just to listen, please use the number 641-793-7117, or I may pick you up. There's going to be a meetup, and I haven't done the promo for it yet, but I will do it here pretty soon. Oh, yeah, enclosed. Well, I said in Peanut Gallery saying, do shameless plugs. It's like I said, enclosedworld.com. That's pretty good. If you want to buy some T-shirts, you can join the Flat Earth Army. That's in the description box of every video I make. And, of course, my Flat Earth Clues book, which is on Amazon in both print, paperback, and audio formats. And there's supposed to be a meetup happening on the 8th, I believe, down in Arcadia, California. Initially, it was going to be in Palmdale, but I think it's going to be in Arcadia, and I'm pretty sure the National Geographic's showing up for it. I don't have my plane tickets yet, but I've heard from other people that they've already got theirs. So hopefully I'll be getting mine soon, and that's all I can really tell you about it. So please come down to it if you get a chance. If you're in the Los Angeles area, ask around, and again, I will put out a promo for it. It's the second I get confirmation. As soon as I get tickets in hand, I will put a promo out for it. But Los Angeles area, a week from Friday, National Geographic will be on hand. I believe it's going to be outdoors in a park, and I will be there. Pretty sure Patricia Steer from Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes is going to be there. Rumor has it that Rob Skiba is going to be there. I cannot confirm or deny that Jaron from Jaronism will be there. All these things happening right now. So phone lines are open up, and let's grab one, shall we? Let's grab 419 area code. We're not doing a subject matter expert tonight. We did one last week. That was the surveyor, and we just added him to the big long list of people that I've talked to so far. So let's grab 419 area code. 419, you're on with Strange World. You're the first call of the night. What's going on?
Hey, I'm always calling. How's it going, Marcus Marty?
Oh, my Lord. Are you welding right now?
I'm always at work. You got to pick a different time. Like a couple weeks ago, I was off on Tuesday.
Oh.
And I went to listen to the show, and it wasn't even a show. I was like, man, I'm not even welding. I called. And
I don't miss many shows. I've done 100. This by the way, this is my 150th episode. Not that there should
be. Hey, congratulations.
Well, I mean, it's not balloons and streamers time, but it's something. 150 episodes. I mean, if you're doing one a week, 50 something weeks a year, that's 3 years worth. So that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
But I'll put you back on mute. Oh, go ahead.
I just got one question.
Yeah.
What's the ASMR mean? From that video from
okay. I won't tell you because nobody memorizes the frickin' term because it's dumb. It's a dumb term. In fact, it's less catchy than post-traumatic stress disorder. But the short version is tingles. So those tingles you get the back of your neck when you're really calm and you're listening to something like Bob Ross, the painter, or Fred Rogers sometimes. Yeah. It's tingles. So, and that's a thing. So, even scientists have a hard time kind of figuring out what it is. They know it comes from certain cues, audio cues, and so you can go on YouTube and type in ASMR. Oh, I'm sorry. Hang on. The official term, Peanut Gallery just sent it to me, is autonomous sensory meridian response. So autonomous sensory meridian response. So there you go.
Yeah, it didn't do any of that to me. I was waiting for her to just raise her voice. I just had it raise the volume a lot.
Yeah, if it doesn't do it for you, it doesn't do it for you. But it's a thing. It absolutely does it to me. So when she did it, she just jumped up a whole bunch of points on my favorite flat earthers list.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
All right, Mark. Well, I'm going to get back to work. I'm just going to listen.
Okay, man. We'll talk to you
Take
soon.
care.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So we're doing a call-in show, by the way, and we've got a number of callers, but we'll hit them in order. So let's grab 928 area code. 928, you are on with Strange World right now. What are we talking about?
Yeah, I was just wanting to talk about the Pope and the Vatican and the archangels.
Okay, go ahead. That's fairly new for me, but that's all right. Go ahead.
Well, if we're in an enclosed world and somehow they got everybody believing that infinite expanding universe is more believable than just some entities making a big old dome for everyone to live in.
Yeah.
The ever-expanding universe seems completely unbelievable once you kind of think about it for a while.
Right. Absolutely.
But the Vatican and the Pope, they say that they're serving the servants of the Lord. And the archangels are, probably somewhere near the edge, and they're guarding the arch.
Sure.
Arch is spelled A-R-C-H, and archangel is spelled with an A-R-C-H on the front.
Oh, I never thought about it like that. I like the jump. That's good.
Yeah, so there's the archangels, Michael and Gabriel and whatnot.
Yeah.
Maybe the Vatican is serving the archangels, and they're the ones that have the keys out of the dome.
Quite possibly. I mean, as you know, I've done a little bit of chapter and verse, and the old Orlando Ferguson map that had the angels on the four corners. Yeah, it was a flat circular disc, but eventually it's got to be an edge. And if it was built,
right,
an efficient building would be some sort of square. It would be squared off at the edges eventually. And so when the Bible talks about the four corners of the earth, thought that was really interesting because four corners on a globe, really, really tough. So yeah, holding back the winds and doing all that fun stuff. Yeah, you bet. Higher beings than ourselves. I totally believe in that.
Yeah, so it's just kind of interesting to think that maybe there are people on Earth, and the lavishness of the Vatican screams out to everyone saying that we are the true servants of the Lord, and maybe the Pope or the Black Pope or someone has the key. They've actually been outside of the realm,
right,
and met with some entities that no one else on Earth gets to see or know exists.
Right. Yeah, I like it.
I was just thinking about it.
It's good. If it's in your head, that's the start, and then from there, I mean, all it takes is one person to come up with an out-of-the-box thought, and it inspires other people. Inspiration inspires other inspirations, and which is why one of the reasons I'm doing what I'm doing.
That's awesome. Well, anyway, yeah, I mean, back to my first point, though, it's just, I'll just end it here. It's just amazing the amount of deception that can happen and the amount of cognitive dissonance that can happen in people's minds when they believe that an infinite expanding universe is so believable just because they can look up and see some lights in the sky.
Yeah.
And it's more believable than just some people putting up a big structure and having you live inside there and not telling you about it.
Yeah, we tend to believe, well, I'll steal the line from the Truman Show. We believe the world that is presented to us. And we all do it from time to time. Look, you go to a car mechanic. If he knows more than you, you take his word for it. You go to a software guy and he goes, oh, yeah, your phone, here's what's wrong with whatever piece of electronic it is. And when it comes to the world, we, for the longest time, believed in whoever was wearing the white coat, what they told us. And they're men like anyone else, and they take liberties and they take jumps that they shouldn't be, and say, well, they'll believe it because I'm wearing the white coat. I can pretty much make up whatever I want. And then it just turns into a really, really slippery slope from there. So, yeah, the conditioning is strong. I was in it as well. And what I love about the community is that everybody started in the hole. Everybody started out hating this thing. It's like, nah, flat earth, enclosed world, whatever. It's a joke. It's a piece of crap. There's no way. And then everybody climbs out of it eventually. Some take longer than others, but eventually everybody gets out. So we're getting there, man. The numbers keep growing and growing. You walk by flat earthers every day on the street. I know it, but you don't know who they are yet because we're not everybody's wearing T-shirts and jackets and stickers and special sunglasses. I don't know, whatever we're going to come up with down the road. Anything else before I send you off back into wherever you are? I think you're in Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona. Yep.
Yeah.
I can't imagine a more fascinating predicament and a more fascinating reality than the one we're in right now. I mean, once you look into it like that, I mean, that's a completely overused term, is to look into it, but you know, especially in the YouTube world of 2018. But it's just so unreal. I can't believe it. Yeah. But yeah, the numbers are growing. It was like 20 million. We're 21 million.
Anyone that's looking at, we just caught up to Donald Trump just now. So if you go into YouTube, type in flat Earth, sort by upload date. We're at this morning at 20.8, and he's at 20.9. So we're right there. And you're thinking, wow, what does that mean? I'm going, well, it means is we caught the most talked about media friendly or not media friendly president of the United States. And we did it in his first term. We caught him. And who knows who we're going to catch next. So I'm gunning for either Katy Perry or Taylor Swift. That's my next goal after Donald Trump. Because you got to have goals.
Well, could I just say one more point?
Yeah. Go ahead.
All right, just quickly. You know, it's just amazing. Like if there are keys out of the dome, and it's just a big project that we're in, a real Truman Show, just to see what happens, or maybe we're here to make, you know, dig precious metals out of the earth. But it's just amazing. Like, what if maybe the people that are actually in the know, they have to create that delusional reality and the infinite expanding universe, because if everyone, or the status quo belief system of the inhabitants of the realm were to understand that they are in an enclosed environment, that they wouldn't want to like go to work, and they wouldn't want to.
Agreed. It would be
they wouldn't want to excel.
Yeah. It would be a huge adjustment. You're absolutely right. So, you know, I don't blame them for keeping the secret as long as they did, but all good secrets, it's got to come out eventually. And I think we're just about there. Yeah. Hey man, I gotta run off to the next call, but thank you very much for buzzing in and reaching out, and we'll talk soon. Okay.
All right. Thanks, Mark. Take it easy.
Right. Bye-bye. All right, let's jump over to, 910 area code. 910, you are on with Strange World right now. What are we talking about?
Good evening, Mark. This
Hi.
is Jake from North Carolina.
Hey, Jake.
I'm the guy who usually calls about the eyes, you know, and displacement of weight on the earth. I got some new things for you.
Sure.
I remember being a young kid in the back of the car, my mother driving, looking outside at the moon at night, and I said, why is the moon following us? You ever had that experience?
Of course. Sure.
Okay. I'm sure you've had the experience of someone's house, the Jesus pictures with the eyes that follow you everywhere you go, right?
Yep.
Okay. So if we can find out whatever technique is used with an artist to do that, couldn't we kind of figure out either the accurate shape of the moon, or the accurate shape of the curve that it sits in the dome, or whatever it's set into?
Potentially.
And then if we could do that, then we could find out where exactly on the dome it is, how big the arc goes up, and how big the arc is, and how big the dome is.
Yeah.
That's possible. That's math that is possible. So
I think it's possible too.
Let's see. Let's see. What else do I have? Oh, do you know of any material that's non-porous on Earth?
Like non-refined, or I mean, we talking about stone, a metal, a plastic, a natural?
Is there anything that's non-porous that we can send into a vacuum of space all around it? And is there any experiment where we could perform that? So.
Only, well, up into space. Well, yeah, the peanut gallery is listing off minerals, but if we're talking about something lightweight, the only things you've got are aluminum. If you're going on the cheap,
no, nothing is porous. Nothing is non-porous. Everything is porous. Aluminum's porous. Any material you can think of is porous.
Well,
it has hollow points.
Sure.
It has hollow points in it somewhere, and they're spread out. So any material, and if anyone's ever had cupping done to them, where they take the oxygen out of a glass and put it on your skin.
Right.
Okay. Imagine that all around any bladder system you can make.
Oh yeah.
Imagine the vacuums that can pick up bowling balls.
Yeah.
All around any bladder or any material you can make, and put water in it and make a temperature change on the outside.
Yeah.
Such as it goes on in space.
Yeah.
And then tell me if it works.
Yeah.
I want to see it.
Yeah, I know.
Because everything's porous.
Yeah, I know where you're going with this. And yeah, I have, as you know, I've been really jumping on the whole vacuum thing, especially since that industrial vacuum subject matter expert spoke with me a couple months ago, which was, is that okay?
Something.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I know.
Right.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Go. We got.
I had something else. I've raised a lot of cattle, and something I've noticed is you notice how cattle from or goats especially from Africa, they'll have big hound dog ears.
Yeah.
If you don't know about this, look it up. So temperature, and I think altitude and temperature, your elevation, your temperature, everything plays a role on what color your eyes are, how big your ears are, everything.
Mm-hmm.
So goats in that part of the world have big, large ears, so they can cool off with the vessels that run through the ears and the cartilage. And then the ones in the colder climates have very small ears. So these are adaptations, and I don't know. I brought up the whole eye thing before. I wish people would give it more time. But that's really all I got to say tonight. I appreciate your time, man.
Oh, no. Thank you very much for calling in and appreciate your ideas. So, don't hesitate. If you've got other things that come up, please, by all means, let me know, okay? And just like that, he left. Hopefully he got that last part. We got 5 minutes left in the first segment, so let's grab, oh boy. Hey, you know what? Let's grab Alhambra, California. 626 area code. You're on Strange World. I bet you thought we were going to go to break, but no, we got you. So what's going on?
What's up, bro?
Hey.
How's it going, Mark?
It's going pretty well. What's going on in your neck of the woods?
Nothing much. Nice day today.
Yeah.
Blue sky.
Yeah.
So what day are you guys coming down here?
Okay.
What day is this thing?
So the rumor, yeah, I know, because you're asking about the meetup, which I talked about in the intro. As far as I know, it is going to happen on the 8th. And it's going to be, hang on. Do you remember Netta? Maybe remember Netta?
Yeah, no, I met Netta at the Palmdale meetup.
Perfect. It's going to be picnic in the park. It's going to be at Arcadia Park, 405 South Santa Anita Avenue, Arcadia, which I know you know. So, and it's...
I know exactly what it is.
There you go. So I don't have a time yet, but again, as soon as I get the details, I will let you know. But that's what I'm shooting for. Apparently, I'm going to be there. And I think Patricia Steer is going to be coming in, and pretty sure Rob Skeeb is coming in. I do not know if Jaron's coming in. I can only tell you that he has been contacted, and he might actually be there. So, yeah, talk about fun. It looks like it's going to be fun. And National Geographic is supposedly going to be there. So,
yeah, that park's actually like 2 blocks from where you were staying last time, dude.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Like, you could have like walked there.
Well, that's all right. No worries. I mean, that'll be fun. And then the test, the reason why initially I was coming down was there was a debunker or a skeptic society that is trying to do a long range visual test out at the Salton Sea, which is to the east of Los Angeles by a couple hours. And they initially asked me to come down. I didn't want to come down. And the National Geographic got involved. They said, "Hey, you should come down." I go, "Why don't you fly me down?" And I should never bluff people like that, because that's what's going to happen to me with the vacuum chamber too. I'll be like, "Put me in a vacuum chamber." And someone will hook me up with that. So that's what's going to happen. So yeah, Arcadia, California, the 8th. That's, it's not absolutely 100% nailed down yet, but from what I understand, it's going to happen. I think it's at this point, it's probably going to happen even if I'm not there. But I am definitely, I should know by tomorrow if I'm going. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
But, hey, so that's cool. Your whole challenge with the vacuum chamber. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I could die, but I don't think I'll die because they can't do it. And you know why I'm doing this. I mean, you saw the clue I put out, and that is,
I know.
If for those of you who don't know why I'm doing this, it's because the more I looked at the frickin' spacesuits, the more I realized that a spacesuit is basically just a bag of air, a fabric container of air, and there is no way in hell that a container like that would just inflate immediately and under high pressure. It would be like a suit of wood. It would have that much pressure behind it, and you wouldn't be able to do anything, let alone walk and run and play golf and do all these experiments. Your gloves wouldn't work. Nothing would work. And then I realized, wait a minute, there's no freaking astronauts in vacuum chambers on video going all the way back to Apollo and Mercury. And in fact, they looked like when they were the early days, they looked like they were just wearing motorcycle suits. This like skin tight, this fabric as like, so how did that work? That worked fine. Nobody died in that. And you just guys kept making them bigger and bigger. You think anyway. So yeah, that's why I'm doing it. And I don't think anyone's gonna let me do it. But hey, this way they have no excuse. Beforehand, it's like, well, rockets are expensive. We don't want to send you to space and all this crap. It's like, fine, just get me an old astronaut suit and put me in a chamber. And hopefully someone else go with it. Yeah. So anyway,
I got one for you.
What?
That doesn't involve your life.
Oh crap! Can you hold through the break, because we're going to music in 4, 3, 2, 1. So hang with me. I'm going to put you on mute. Okay.
No problem.
No hate, no hype, no fear.
You're listening to Truth Frequency Radio.
We are TFR.
Welcome back to Strange World, part 2 of 4. Tonight is a call-in show, and we had Josh from California on with us, and we will talk to him in a second. And after that, we will pick up Canada, Manitoba, Canada, because they're calling long distance. So let's see what Josh has on his mind.
I'm back.
Okay, so what was your idea rather than throw me in a vacuum chamber that could possibly mean death?
Yeah, exactly. So how fast do micrometeors travel? I looked it up.
Very
the
fast.
average 20,000 miles per hour is like the slowest you'll come up with. Okay. With the ISS, they say that they have Whipple shields protecting them. A Whipple shield is basically, it's two pieces, and because it hits the first piece, they're saying that it will disperse, and by the time it hits the second piece, it's a bunch of little pieces, so it won't be that bad. Well, dude, if it's traveling 20,000 miles an hour, if it's a grain of sand, it's going through whatever it's hitting.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, we can't even generate that, even close to that, with our best rail guns. And those do immense amount of damage.
That's where this comes in. So technically, shouldn't the spacesuits be bulletproof?
Yes. Oh, you're saying that the spacesuits are micrometeor proof?
That's what they said.
Oh,
That's not me. That's what they say. The outside fabric is protected against micrometeors. It's made the same design as the Whipple shield.
Yeah.
But better, they say, but they don't tell you how.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. It should be more than bulletproof. You're absolutely right, which is impossible. If that was the case, then law enforcement, we would have true bulletproof vests if that was out there, because even the best bulletproof vests give blunt force trauma unless you're using steel plating behind it.
That's
even
what
then,
I'm
it's not.
saying.
Yeah, it's good.
Any of those micrometeors that could have been hit with, first off, where are those little puncture marks in the spacesuits when they come back, for one? For two, wouldn't that be the equivalent of being like shot, like blunt force with a shotgun? Every time you got smacked with one of those little even if it was the size of a marble, or the size of, even smaller than a marble, the size of a BB.
Right.
Piece of sand. It would have been knocking them everywhere, and there's no way that's stopping that. That whole Whipple shield idea. Yeah. Now, okay, so you slowed it down to 10,000 miles an hour instead of 20.
No, it wouldn't make
now
any
you
difference.
got a bunch of little people traveling 10. Exactly.
Wouldn't
now
make
you have
any difference. Yeah.
You have an array going through you instead,
right,
of one piece, and that's them saying that's the way it's designed. I was watching a. Do you remember a Gem Panda? I'm pretty sure you do.
Yeah, maybe. I'll say maybe.
Yeah, he was in one of the trolls that was around like a year ago.
Gem Panda. Yeah.
Back when, like,
Yep. Sorry, I thought it was Jim Panda.
Okay.
No, Gem Panda. Yeah, I remember that guy.
Yeah. I was watching one of his videos from like a year ago, actually, about spacesuits. And he said that, and I was like, wait, what? Did he really just say it protects against micrometeors? Because I thought they just got lucky at first. Yeah. But no, they have protection for micrometeors because of what they say, how many micrometeors are hitting everything up on the moon. That's why it's got so much dust and stuff, they say. It's a bunch of crap. But it should be bulletproof, though, right? Like, I mean, a bullet travels, even our fastest bullet doesn't even come close. That's still like, what, 20 times our fastest bullet that we have?
Oh, yeah. Our fastest, I mean, again, remember, the average sniper rifle bullet is going 2,600 feet per second, 2,700 feet per second. I mean, if you can get stuff even up at 5,000 feet per second, that's just incredible. Then you can punch through a lot of stuff, and rail guns are even faster than that. But yeah, no, 20,000 miles an hour or even 10,000 miles an hour is ridiculously fast. I believe the SR-71.
It's a slug or a piece of sand, right?
Oh yeah. Wouldn't make any difference. Because remember, if it's going through space, it's not going to burn up with friction because there's nothing for it to burn it up on. So yeah, even a grain of sand, a micrometeor could just wreak havoc, and yet none of the people in the ISS seem concerned about it in the slightest. And that is, look, even a micrometeor the size of a nickel that punched through the side of that thing. would kill everybody instantly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I've been thinking about.
It's good stuff. I like it.
Instead of stepping into a vacuum chamber, I think it'd be a lot more fun to put it at the end of a firing line and
just
fire
at it. Well, I mean, you could do that with a mannequin though. But it's not bad. But I'd love to see the documentation on it first. If they actually truly say that a spacesuit can protect you from micrometeors, because I just don't see how that's possible. We're talking about objects with so much kinetic energy.
I'll send you the link, Mark.
Yeah, send me, please. Anyway, I've got to pick up the Canadian guy. So thank you for that. And we have time before. Let's see. Wait, next week is. Yeah, we got time. I'll have another show before meetup, so no worries.
Alrighty, man.
All right, I'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you later.
Bye. And Peanut Gallery said yes, the .17 Remington. Yeah, I know it's a really, really tiny bullet that goes at 4,145 feet per second. Just sent you the link up there for the spacesuit. Yep, how liquid. All right, I'll have to read that article when I get a chance. But we got to pick up Canada because they're on hold too long. I mean, I don't know what the long distance rates are up in Canada, but they can't be that much, right? All right, Canada, you're on with Strange World. What are we talking about?
Hey, I was actually just calling in to listen, but I'll talk a little bit.
Hey, why doesn't anybody write down the listen number? Everybody calls in the normal number, and then I pick it
off too fast.
It's not that fast. I mean, come on. It's on VFR's website. It's right there.
Yeah. Well, that's
anyway, what's going on up in Manitoba?
Lots of stuff. Finally, summer's here. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Nice. But yeah, I was going to say, you guys are right on track with the whole vacuum thing. Vacuum of space, just not possible.
No.
You need some type of an enclosed system barrier to contain it all. It's just.
Oh, yeah. Forget about the astronaut suit in the ISS. How the hell is the atmosphere staying down? There's no way. I mean, the pressure, we're talking about no pressure versus some pressure. It would just start pulling it off. It would be gone immediately. There wouldn't be anything there. And plus, they already say that like Mars has no atmosphere and the moon has no atmosphere. And it's like, well, if those were real, how'd they lose them? And yet Jupiter.
Well, never mind. I don't know if anybody talked about it. Have you you watched like the Mars lander when it went and they did the simulation and everybody's cheering and excited? It's a 4 or 5 minute delay and they see a CGI graphic of this thing landing on Mars. It lands with parachutes in less than 1% of Earth's atmosphere. Parachutes.
Right.
And they're excited this thing landed.
Yeah, how the heck do the parachutes work? Yeah, how do the parachutes slow down anything?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I was going to say, I don't know if it's a smoking gun exactly or silver bullets, but you need another subject matter expert on there. Batteries. Batteries is another one that'll just put another nail in the coffin for sure.
Okay.
Like, I'd seen with the moon conspiracy and stuff like that. Who's the guy? They did this whole series, Richard Hall or something like that. He was doing an interview with another engineer there.
Okay.
And he was talking about the operator's manual for the lunar rover. And it says right in there that the maximum operating temperature is like plus 40 degrees Celsius or something like that.
Yeah.
And maximum survivable is about plus 60 or something like that Celsius.
Right.
And the moon's temperature goes up in the direct sunlight to like 120, 170. I can't remember what it is.
Oh, yeah.
So those things would get cooked. And the operator's manual, when you look at it, you got like a 1/4 inch, maybe a 1/2 inch layer of thermal blanket shielding or something like that. So all day sitting there in the sun, those batteries would just burn up. There'd be nothing left.
Don't get me started on the Apollo stuff. The battery technology in 1969 was sad. It wasn't very good at all. It's not like, we can crank stuff, really make some great batteries like Duracell and Energizer and those guys. I mean, this was basic battery technology, and yet the Mars rover, the moon rover is cranking around like it's got an engine on it. And what's amazing to me is the astronauts using that same battery technology are walking around, never checking their battery pack, there should be some sort of meter. It's like, oh, I only got 3 hours left, or not even 3 hours. What the magic backpack? What in the world is that backpack even powering on that?
Well, no doubt. And then those guys are sleeping overnight in the lunar module for how many hours? So what? You've got a battery-powered heater that's heating this thing in minus 100 degrees Celsius or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then cooling it during the daytime so it doesn't completely cook. Exactly. And then the fact that they got to go back in this thing to sleep overnight. What kind of batteries are there to operate a decompression unit to salvage all the oxygen before they open the airlock again? Because there's no actual. It's just so obvious. Like, you got to be stupid to think like the technology that they have, and it's all running off of supposed batteries, like 1960s batteries. Yeah, which I'm sure are great batteries, but
it's not that good. And plus, what sort of control? I mean, not only are you what sort of mechanism is portable mechanism is controlling the heating, the cooling, the O2 levels, and of course the thing which I focused on in the clue, which was what in the heck is keeping these guys from just going, letting them move at all, because you cannot operate anything in a balloon. That's what we're talking about here. The suit is just,
and of course all these systems were operated. All these systems were operated with a computer that was like the memory of a pocket calculator.
Exactly. So but what computer is running that stuff in the suit? There wasn't anything that small. It would have to be It would have to be manual. So unless you're, I don't want to get into it right now. It's just, but again,
back to batteries.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
Well, I was going to say, back to batteries. I mean, it doesn't matter what type of battery you're looking at. I mean, you can look this stuff up pretty easily, but that's where you need a battery expert to talk about this. Somebody who's on board with the whole issues with outer space and the satellites. It's not plausible. If you've got solar panels absorbing the sun's light, then you can't use the excuse that it's reflecting the sun's light away. If you're absorbing energy from the sunlight, you're absorbing the byproducts of heat, and that's going to transfer through those thermal panels or through the solar panels into the whole charging system and into batteries, and it's going to cook everything. Right. There's no two ways about it. It's thermodynamics. It's principles of how it works, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if you're looking at a lead acid battery, nickel cadmium, lithium ion, all of these, you look at the ranges, and sorry, I don't have the numbers in Fahrenheit exactly, but in Celsius, it's like maximum operable is about plus 40 to 45 that you can still use them. Yeah. And same thing in the minus temperatures, about minus 40, minus 45. And then maximum survivable before these things just cook, and then they're no good after that, is about around the plus 60, 65 and minus 60, 65 till these things are done. Yeah. And even you think about, I don't know, satellites floating around, they get on the dark side with
same sort of thing.
Direct sunlight.
Yeah.
The cold, man, if you're in Manitoba, Canada, where we are, you turn your car off on a minus 30, minus 35 night, ask any Canadian that's done that and sat in your car, that thing cools down within minutes. You're freezing in your car. And, after about, I would say anywhere about 3-4 hours, by 5 hours, your battery's froze solid. You're allowed. A matter expert on that.
Okay.
Yeah, subject matter expert.
No, you're absolutely right. I will try to get one of those guys. Absolutely. And you're right. So thank you for that. And if anyone out there is a big electronics expert and you know anything about battery technology, by all means, let me know, and I can do it anonymously. You can call in. I can read a statement, whatever it is. I can take care of you. Anything else before I move on to the next caller, because it is a call-in show?
Yeah, I got one more quick thing for you. I know a number of other parents or teachers, instructors out there. They've been asking, hey, what do you do with the topic of FE? Do you talk to your kids about it? Don't you? I mean, I got 2 kids, and the thing I do is I teach them both models. I say, hey, here's what people used to believe years ago. Then they came up with this new model, which, has this benefit and that benefit, but it doesn't make sense because of this and this. And people are going back to this other model. So I explain both the FE model and the globe model. And I'm not saying let them choose necessarily. You can obviously influence what makes more sense if you want, but give them both, because they're going to deal with all kinds of globe heads out there and all kinds of other people who are super into flat Earth, and they need to know both models and how they both function. In fact, I mean, the strongest support for an FE model is knowing the globe model well. Then you can really pick it apart. Right?
Agreed. Know thy enemy. Yep.
Yes, exactly. So teach them both. Let them know all the information, right?
I agree.
That's my 2 cents.
Nice, man. Thank you very much for that.
Cool. All right. Have a good one.
Yeah.
Have a good night, Mark. Thanks.
All right. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Take care.
All right. Let's jump over to 845 area code, New York. Start spreading the news.
Hey, Mark. How are you?
I am well. How about you?
Not bad. Not bad. Having a good night. It's beautiful weather out. I can actually see the moon. And I'm putting a call out to anyone with a P900. Get a picture of Saturn. It's super bright. It's what is it? The Saturn reset or something they were calling it. I forgot what it was called. Yeah, but Saturn is visible. I had a quote for Saturn by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow.
Okay.
The Mormons make the Yeah, I know. The Mormons make the marriage ring like the ring of Saturn, fluid, not solid, and keep it in place by numerous satellites. And I just wanted to ask you, what the hell do you think that means? I was like, that's interesting that there's even a quote about Saturn like that.
Well, people came up with all sorts of fun things of what was in the sky years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember the astrological signs, how we personified, different shapes based on times of the year and came up with wonderful stories around them. And I was just, literally connecting the dots with stars. And sometimes I could not see, the connections for the life of me. But hey, a good story is a good story. Oh, what was that saying? That famous saying? Don't let the truth get in the way of a good story.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I went and saw the new Solo. I had to.
And
it was very entertaining. Very entertaining. Like I said, I still have to see it for the entertainment. I know that it's very, I don't want to say depressing, but when you're watching, you're like, oh well, that can't happen. That's not real. That can never occur. And,
when a giant,
it's still fun. It is fun.
When a giant conglomerate like Disney, and they've been buying up, they bought ABC and they bought Marvel and they bought the Star Wars franchise, they're in it to make money. And so when Disney says, oh yeah, by the way, we're going to make a Star Wars movie every year because we're going to we're basically going to, we're going to whip this franchise horse until it drops dead. They're not joking around. I mean, they're gonna. I understand they're gonna do another Ben Kenobi movie. They're probably gonna do a Boba Fett movie.
Yeah.
Lando's probably gonna get his own movie. Holy smokes!
Yeah.
But whatever. I'm not gonna see it anytime soon. I'm sorry. The Last Jedi let me down so much that it
was horrible.
It broke the lore for me. It broke the story. And it's like, okay, fine, I'm done. I'm old school. There may be new people that like the new stuff, but I'm not.
That's the only reason I enjoyed this one, because it was very, very old school. I think it was made for our generation.
Well, also don't forget though,
the older ones.
What you were seeing though was
were the ones with the money.
No. What you were seeing was the retooling of it. Remember, this thing almost went the way of The Last Jedi. To where the tag team directors that did the Lego movies, they were the ones that initially started this thing, and they were fired after 3/4 way through the shooting. And it's like, holy smokes, they brought in an acting coach for the Solo character. They were in trouble. They knew it, and it's like, okay, what do we do to save this? Kind of like what they did with Rogue One, and it's like, okay, they fired those guys, brought in Ron Howard, a safe choice, and it's like, all right, okay, Ron, what can you do quick? Well, we'll pay you for this.
Okay.
And so Ron Howard was.
I was going to get to that Ron Howard did it.
Yeah, he was the one that finished it.
I was going to mention that.
And so he chose the safe routes. Okay, what can I do to patch this thing up as best I could? So that's what you saw was the result. You don't know how close you were to watching a second train wreck, which would have really crippled the franchise.
Oh yeah.
So I again,
yep.
I'm glad that some people liked it. It's not going to make nearly the money that they thought it would, but that's not. I hate to say it, but it's not to get off on a tangent here. It is not Solo's fault. It is the Jedi thing. Right. The Jedi did so much damage. The echoes from the Jedi are going to carry forward for a couple of movies because people are like, "Oh, I'm not going to get burned twice." So, anyway.
Yeah. Colin, I joke because it's like you got to buy a $40 popcorn.
Well, yeah, no, I will never do that again. No. The movie thing, that was, by the way, that's just plain old. That's just mean. And that is what they do is when the theaters figured out, it's like, hey, especially for dates, because you don't want to look like a cheap date. We can just keep upping the prices of dirt cheap soda and popcorn because they have to buy it because no one wants to look like a cheap date. How high can we make it? And it's like, now they give you free refills, but oh my God, it's just amazing how bad it is. I have a quote for you, by the way, from the Peanut Gallery. It goes a little something like this. Okay. At the heart of science is an essential balance between two seemingly contradictory attitudes: an openness to new ideas, no matter how bizarre or counterintuitive they may be, and the most ruthless skeptical scrutiny of all ideas, old and new. This is how deep truths are winnowed from deep nonsense. And that was by Carl Sagan.
Nice. I hear, and I'll throw you to Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of the planets in any combination. When I was born, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, the Sun, and the Moon were all in the sky. Dick. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Yeah.
I hope we never meet.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. He's just actually, it'd be nice. Actually, he would be my first choice for the vacuum chamber with me.
Yeah, you got to go in there with me, buddy.
Gotta go in there with me.
Absolutely. And they have to do it. And the guy who just called about the batteries is 100% right. I've been saying that for years. It's like, I want one of those damn things in my car. They're such liars. I mean, there's so many things that they used that when you really look at it, you're like, wait a minute, that doesn't even work in what they're saying.
No.
Yeah,
ridiculous. There are no super materials, and if there were, eventually it would get down to the civilian market, and they are not. They don't exist. They're not there. Like super. Granted, they used metal mesh tires on the moon rover supposedly, but the battery technology. Oh, there's back in 1969.
Right. But the shuttle.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say the shuttle tires. They told us, oh yeah, they're pressurized, 300 pounds, 305 pounds. Oh yeah, the tire bay. No, we didn't mess with that. That's not even pressurized. Hello.
It has to be.
Told us to our faces that shit will explode. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
ridiculous.
Yeah, it has to be.
All right, I'll let you go.
Okay.
Love you guys. Love you. Shout out to everybody. Candy, Karen, everybody. Josh. And Josh was right too. Those things are maybe bulletproof, but it's like when you get shot with a gun, it's like getting hit with a baseball bat.
Oh yeah.
There's still trauma.
Blunt force trauma is no joke.
Yeah, and certain organs don't like that.
Like
those squishy ones.
Most of them.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. Take it easy. Thank you for taking my call. You're the man. I love you. Have a good one, and I'll talk to you later.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All righty. Bye.
All right. So we got a minute and a half to the break. You know what? Let's pick up somebody, and then we'll just carry them through the break. Let's do 318 area code. 318. You're on with Strange World right now, and you got about a minute and a half, and then we'll go to break, and maybe we'll pick you up on the other side. So, are you there?
Hey, Mark. It's Preston from Louisiana.
Hey.
Forgive me, man. There's kind of a delay, but yeah, man. Apparently, Louisiana is the only state where curvature is found.
How so?
Well, it's kind of a little inside joke. But the people out there listening understand what I'm saying. Do you have a special guest on tonight?
I don't. We had a special guest on last week, and then this week I had a few people kind of lined up, but it's like, I didn't want to press it. I was kind of busy trying to organize some other things. So tonight is just call-ins.
I was hoping that one of the guys that backed out recently, I was hoping that he would change his mind.
Why? Just 'cause?
Well, I mean, basically change his mind as to want to come on and
Oh, yeah. It happens. I mean, I've had people call me and we set up. It's like, oh, yeah, totally get you on the show. And it's like, okay, let me do a couple things. I'll call you back. Never call back. Some of them are nervous about letting themselves out there. Oh, crap, we're going to go to break. You want to stay with me for a couple of minutes?
All right.
I'll put you on mute. I'll pick you up.
Censorship and regulation is becoming an ever-growing.
You must unite what has been set asunder.
We are TFR, Truth Frequency Radio.
Major Kong. Primary target, the ICBM complex at Laputa. Switch all receiver circuits to CRM discriminators. What's cooking on the strap board? Nothing. All right, tell you what you better do, old buddy. You better give Elmo and Charlie a flash, man. Bump everything up to condition ready. Stand by the floor on your Major Kong. Major Kong. Hey, what about Major Kong?
Clear and plain and coming through fine.
What about
It's great to be fine.
What about Major
What's happened? You see the string in my leg scarring.
What about Major
I never told you.
Hey, what about Major Kong?
Welcome back to Strange World, part 3 of 4, and we are doing a call-in show. We got all sorts of fun calls. After Louisiana, we'll try to pick up Oak Harbor, Washington, then maybe South Carolina, North Carolina, California, then get back to Denver, Colorado. Hopefully, we'll start off with Louisiana, who we were talking to before the break. You still there, Louisiana? What do you got still? What else you got?
Hey, yeah, I'm still here. Just to get a little background, do you watch the Flat Earth podcast show?
Sometimes with DITRH. Sometimes I do, but
Yes.
in fact, I caught. What was the last one? They were having fun with one of the guests because it was like an alternate of an alternate. But anyway, what did you want to say about him?
So this is kind of off topic a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So have you heard of the yawning or laurel sound?
Yawning or laurel sound? No.
Maybe the people out there. So this really doesn't help because you haven't heard the episode. That's why I asked you if you heard it.
Oh, sorry,
anyway,
I can't catch it. But...
There's a sound that is being played, and some people hear the word yawning, and some people are hearing the word laurel, and but it kind of takes my thunder away, the fact that you haven't heard the episode. So
sorry,
it really wouldn't do me any good.
That's okay. It's interesting, but do you remember what episode it was from? Like a few weeks ago?
It was the most recent. It was the most recent one they posted.
Okay, I will check it out.
Check it out, man. Good to talk to you, man. And just one shout out, man.
Sure.
Shout out to everybody out there who is trying to change the world.
Right on.
We need it.
All right, man. Stay flat.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, let's jump over to, well, before we do that, real quick, there's a quote from the Peanut Gallery, and it is from NASA.gov. The spacesuit also shields the astronaut from deadly hazards, besides providing protection from bombardment by micrometeoroids. Really? The spacesuit insulates the wearer from the temperatures extremes of space. Without the Earth's atmosphere to filter the sunlight, the side of the suit facing the sun may be heated to 250 degrees. The other side, exposed to darkness, may get as cold as negative 250 degrees. Wow, that's a great suit. That's amazing. Hard to believe, isn't it? Very hard to believe. All right, let's jump over to 360 area code. I think that's in my neck of the woods. 360, are you on Whidbey Island right now?
Yeah, Mark, how you doing?
Hey, man, what's going on?
There's a delay, unlike on the ISS sometimes.
Yeah, well, it's TFR for you. So.
Yeah. But that delay always varies on their system. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to commend you on episode 13, Flat Earth Blues. It's well done.
Thank you. The it was I had waited a while on that one, and I'm sorry, the vacuum stuff I just can't get past. So now I've got to do something on it, which is, look, the suit cannot work. It cannot work the way it's advertised. It's impossible. We're not talking advanced physics. We're not even talking basic physics. We're talking balloon physics. This is really easy to understand, and that is, imagine a little balloon, right? Imagine a balloon, and imagine you're inside that balloon trying to do something on the outside of it. That's what we're talking about. And I don't care if that balloon is skin tight or not. The pressure of the inside of that suit is going to want to get out, and it is going to make that suit extremely rigid, and you're not going to be able to move your arms. In fact, you're old enough to remember the old movie A Christmas Story, where the kids, her mom dressed them up in those heavy winter coats, and the kids going, "I can't put my arms down." That's what it would be like. You only all over. He wouldn't be able to do anything. He wouldn't be able to walk. His fingers wouldn't work, and it just drives me insane that everyone bought it for the longest time. So, anyway.
Yeah, no, I think that was the second thing that got me on to the problems with the whole space baking thing and moon missions. Yeah, I think you're right on. Your angle on it. Your angle on it's a lot better too. I was going to say that when I first came across the moon stuff, I went on TED Talks, and Chris Hadfield was on there, the ISS guy, and I think he had to come up with a topic quickly. So he says that he had this crisis. They only have 15 minutes or so to talk, 13 minutes, I don't remember, 12, 13. TED Talks have a limit. So he created a little exciting piece about how he had been on a spacewalk preparing something, and his math started to fog up, and that this had never been addressed by NASA, and he had to overcome this issue. Made it into a huge drama, over several minutes on this TED Talk. But the bottom line is, I was just mentioning to Paul, we were talking, Paul and Plain, and it was actually addressed by NASA way back in the 60s, right? Of course, anti-fog, just like on scuba equipment.
Right.
And Cousteau did it too. So Hadfield just flat out, made up a story because he had, I guess, nothing else to talk about. Never even asked if NASA had ever tried to develop that before.
Right.
But clearly, anti-fog is ancient stuff. You don't go up to space and start wondering if that's going to work. Among other things, like the batteries.
Yeah.
By the way, did I tell you I'm a battery expert, Mark?
I did not know that.
And
is that true?
Yeah, I'm an expert because if a battery in a Tesla car is blowing up all the time in 2018, as it has the last 3 weeks,
and
in 1969, they didn't have any problems with these ancient, whatever they are, batteries up in space, and 37 years later, firing up a motor that's powered by a battery 37 years later millions of miles away. These things don't happen in real life. Especially over a space of 60 years, we still don't have the technology, just as you said.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, that's my take on batteries. I'm an expert tonight. If it didn't
Nice.
work,
Thank you. Thank you for
Tesla
that.
now. Yeah, and by the way, Tesla is currently developing space technology and getting the most publicity. How ironic.
Yeah. 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 Don't get me started on Elon Musk. I hate him so much. He's a freaking fucking bad. Yeah.
Hey, what about your independent film? Any news on that yet?
The documentary Behind the Curve. If you guys want to check out the trailer, go to behindthecurvefilm.com. No, nothing yet. We're just still waiting on who's going to be the distributor and crossing my fingers. I really like the film team that did it, and I wish them the best, and I hope that they get some success out of this because it would be really, really cool.
Yeah, South Powerland isn't going to take it down single-handedly.
No. He doesn't have a chance. It's fair use all the way. He put all his stuff up on YouTube, and they can use whatever they want. So it's fine.
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry too much, but it'll come out.
I'm kidding.
So.
Yeah. It'll come out. I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, good to hear your voice again, as usual, every week.
Thank you. And thank you for calling in. And we will talk again soon. Okay, man?
Yeah. You take care of you and your family. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. Let's pick up. This one's in North Carolina, 980 area code. 980. I don't recognize the number, but the name seems familiar. What's going on out there?
I want you to picture a butterfly. And I want you to place all your negative feelings on the wings of that butterfly. Want to flutter away. You know who this is, Mark.
I do. Of course, I know who it is.
Picked up this line.
Oh, did you not? Are you just calling in to listen?
No.
Did you not?
No.
Did you not think I was going to pick up this line, or did you not think I was going to pick it up during this segment?
No, I knew you were going to pick up. I just didn't know when.
Oh, well, surprise! Here I am.
Yeah. So how's it going?
It's going well.
I saw you mirrored my ASMR video. Why did you mirror my ASMR video?
Because, one, and a lot of people don't know this about me, I am an ASMR person. Absolutely 100% always have been. I'm fascinated. Although ASMR, I hate that term because it's a stupid term. I mean, in fact, the correct, the real one should be just tingles. Neck tingles or head tingles or whatever it is. And I love it. I've always had it. I've had it since I was a kid, and but I didn't know it was a thing until much, much later. I thought it was like, wow, you only hear it like once every couple of years. And I think the first television show that did it to me was Bob Ross, the painter. I thought he was just freaking hypnotic. I was going, wow, why is this guy hypnotizing me? And I haven't even been drinking. And then
Happy Little Trees.
Yeah, Happy Little Trees. And oh god, yes. It was great.
And the water, the gentle flowing water, the streams of water with the little reflections on it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. It was great.
Happy clouds.
But
I love Bob Ross.
Oh, Bob Ross was fantastic. Oh, by the way, people don't know who I'm talking to. I'm talking to YouTube channel Karen B, who made a I think the first, you were a trailblazer, the first flat earth ASMR video, which was you basically talking close up, whispering to a microphone about a lot of different things, soft and soothing.
Yeah.
And it was really, really great. And you did the whole, I didn't know that finger tapping and finger fluttering was also a thing, or brushes. I mean, you did your homework. I will say this, because I've watched other ASMR things.
And you do my homework.
Yeah, you hit all the notes, and it was great. And your ratings on your channel were great. The ratings on my channel, oh my Lord, there was some upset people there. I think it was mostly trolls, though.
You're like a troll magnet. You're like a big troll magnet.
I am.
Like I thought I was a troll magnet.
No, I'm a huge troll magnet.
But you're like a way bigger troll magnet.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that hate me, and that which is fine. I mean, because I put up stuff and I don't care. I'll put up weird things, and in this case, I thought it was awesome. I thought it was great because also you're pulling in the ASMR people. So remember, there's people that just all they do is go to YouTube and type in, "Oh, ASMR, I must get my fix," and it's like, okay, they do not even look at any of the words around it. As long as it's ASMR and generally it's a female, an attractive female, they're in, and it was great.
You know what's funny is I did get a couple of comments from people where they're like, and they were ASMR channels, and they're like, yeah, they're like, I'm not a flat earther. I was just looking for ASMR, and I ended up here, and I like it. And I was like, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. But I thought what I loved was reading the comments on your channel's version, because that's why I sent you the Seinfeld stuff. Because it reminded me, if you guys are, any of you out there are Seinfeld fans, there was an episode where Elaine goes into a comedy club and saw Jerry's tape recorder there because he records his own shows. And so she decided to do some dirty ASMR stuff. Although back then it wasn't even a thing. It wasn't ASMR. And then all the guys...
There was no ASMR back then. It was just dirty talk.
Yeah, it was just dirty talk. And, well, because there was... that's all it was dirty talk because there was no clean
But
version.
I didn't even say anything really dirty in my video. Like,
no,
I literally just legitimately wanted to put out positive energy to flat earthers because we get so much hate. That was my motivation. Like, we get attacked. We get just constant attack from all directions and hate. And I just thought, man, I just want to put something out there that's just going to make flat earthers happy. I just want to make flat earthers happy because we deserve it. We go through so much. We get like in abnormal amount of negativity sent our way because that's how it is in this world. We're truth tellers in a world full of lies. And I just thought, man, I just want to change that for a few minutes, for however long that video is. I just want people to be happy. I want them to feel relaxed. I want them to feel love. That was my motivation. And
hey, preach, go to church, testify. I'm picking up everything you're putting down there. And you're absolutely right. When in fact I was lucky for me that the clues also acted as sort of an ASMR thing, because how many people told me like, oh yeah, by the way, the second time I heard your clue, listened to your clues, I just put my earbuds in and went to sleep. I'm going, oh, that's not a good idea at all. But at the same time, there were, yours is kind of the female version of that soothing sort of thing. So yeah, flat earthers out there, if you're having a down day, you're talking to family, you're talking to friends, and they're not picking up your groove. Wow, that's totally dating me saying that. Picking up your groove, then by all means, go to Karen B's channel or type in Flat Earth ASMR, because I think there's only one thing out there, which is yours, and listen, because it's great. I've listened to it, I don't know, 3 or 4 times already, and because I've got some really nice headphones, and so I just crank it up, and seriously, for the people listening on their phones, you're totally missing it, because if you crank it up on your headphones, you do. I didn't even know that was a thing. You did the subliminal things in the left and right ear separately. Yeah, well, like I said, I did my homework, and I talked to some other people who are into ASMR, and they were like, you got to do the binaural thing and the subliminal thing, and do the left ear and the right ear. And so I did an initial version of it, and then I went back and I added a few layers of sound, and I put some effort into it, and I feel like I could have put a lot more effort into it, but I didn't know how well it would be received. So do another one, like Elaine on Seinfeld. She, her response once they figured out it was her, they were like, oh wow, seriously, do another one. But I'm not trying to have everybody lust after me. Like that's not my intent. I know that. If I know you, I know you're not like that. Totally. Again, we're talking to Karen B, famous adult film star from some years. Shut up.
shut
What?
up.
I'm sorry, people don't. In fact, Peanut Gallery has a quote for you right now. He says, "Surround truth with bitter denial and contradiction, and you furnish it with the soil for its permanent growth." That's from Thomas Carlyle. P.S. I still have a Betamax tape of her, which is interesting because stuff. I don't think it was Betamax. I mean, the Betamax VHS wars. It doesn't really matter. Anyway, no, seriously, I think I think it's a really cool thing, and it really is positive energy. I love that stuff, and more power to you. You're talking to a guy that used to. I mean, I actually did a couple little ASMR things of my own, but he was kind of on the racy side. If you ever want one of those, let me know. I think I've got one.
Shocked.
Yeah, I know.
I'm shocked.
You shouldn't be. Really shouldn't be. Remember, I dated some married women in my time, and so they would ask me for things. And we probably shouldn't be talking about this on air. I probably got to pick up another call at this point. So thank you.
Yes, take some other calls, but yeah, thanks for mirroring my video, and thanks for the positive feedback, and I hope everybody likes it. And so if everybody liked it, I might do another one. I only got a few bad comments, and the good definitely outweighed the bad by a long shot.
Well, on your channel, yes. On my
I'll do
channel,
another one.
yeah, they hated they killed.
I didn't look at your channel. I saw a couple of the people commenting on your channel. I was like, yeah, I'm not going to come back here and look at these comments anymore.
Oh yeah, no, it was 3-1 thumbs down, thumbs up. And I'm going, wow, they really well, because they hate the trolls hate the different angles of it. They hate any new wrinkle of flat Earth that they see may be getting any sort of traction. I think it's kind of fun. Anyway, that's it. Thank you, Karen B. If you guys don't know, check out Karen B's channel, or just type in Flat Earth ASMR, and of course, let's not forget about FE Core and all the great work you've done there. So.
Yes. All right. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Have a good one. Love ya. See ya. Bye-bye. That was Karen B., ex-professional tennis player, author, and legendary film star. Let's pick 910. Nope. 510 area code. We still have time before the last break. 510. You're on the air. Strange World. That was almost musical.
Mark, what's going on?
Hey, man.
How's it go, man?
It's going pretty good. Where are you right now?
Man, the marvelous, simply marvelous Pittsburgh, California.
Pittsburgh, California, the impossible city. But yes, now I know, because people are going to say, well, not there isn't a duplicate name, but like, for example, I'm up here on Whidbey Island, but the town is actually called Langley. And it is spelled exactly the same as Langley, Virginia, I believe, where CIA headquarters is. So that doesn't help me.
Man, I just found out Texas got I believe they got a place called Frisco out there. I was like, what? I was like, man, that ain't sound right. So hey, whatever. I can't talk.
So what else?
Yeah, but man, I've been out of the loop for the last couple of days, and you would think on a day that I'm off that I would have been able to catch the show from the beginning. And I was like, wait a minute. I said, wait a minute. Strange World is on tonight, man. Let me try to chop it up and call in. And by the time I got on, I heard my big brother Mark just getting up off the phone. Shout out to my girl Karen, man. Love her work, everything she do, man. Good people, man. It's a really, really, really well-rounded community.
I love the community. Did you check out Karen's ASMR video?
No, I was just hearing you guys talk about. I gotta catch your video, because even though I haven't seen it, but I've been championing this along with you, Mark. The spacesuit, you can't let that one go, man.
No.
I mean, you can throw a lot of numbers at a lot of things, but let's just fire the sucker up. Let's throw some people up in here. Let's see what we get.
Yep. I agree. Did you check out Flat Earth Clues 13 yet?
No, that's what I'm saying. No. I gotta go and look at it. After I get off with you, I got the rest of the night wide open, so I got to do a little bit of catching up.
Okay, well, that's all right. No,
you make this delay is terrible.
I know. And now we're both waiting.
All is dead air.
Yeah, I know. Now we're both waiting. That's okay. Normally I can compensate. I'll just let people roll. But yeah, check out Karen's stuff if you get a chance. I don't know who else has done. Rob Skiba did a great video recently where he was recapping some of the events in the Antarctic Treaty. That was really fun. Jaron's done. Everybody's done some really, really great stuff. D Marble did something, I think, yesterday morning or this morning. Everybody's done some wonderful projects.
Good. Well, yeah, well, I got some stuff to catch up on, and I just wanted to call in, just to check in with you, man. And yesterday we had a nice little roundtable discussion over at my uncle's house. We were just really the uncle actually even got this whole concept going for me. And we were just sharing with a couple other family members, and hey, like everybody is dealing with, man, it's a lot of more open-minded people than we had a year ago, and even a year before that. So yeah, I think we're in a good place, and I just keep on beating this drum. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna go watch that video because the whole spacesuit. Yeah, I can't stop thinking about that one because it's a very, very simple concept that anybody can get. And the visual optics is always a strong thing with anybody. So.
Right. Agreed. Right on, man.
Most definitely. All right, Mark, you have a good one, man. Keep it flat, and I'm going to go ahead and clear the line.
All right, man. Keep it flat. Talk to you soon.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right. We are going to go to our last break here in about 45 seconds, and after we come back, we're going to try to pick up Denver. That's 303 area code. We're going to try to pick up 916 area code. I think that's in California. And then I think we're going to be in pretty good shape. So the phone number is going to be 213-233-3998. That's 213-233-3998 or 720-897-6111. 720-897-6111. And thank you, everyone, who has called in so far, because it's been a great show. And our music kicks in about 5 seconds. And then we'll come back, and hopefully I won't forget the Joe Jackson thing, and we'll see. Stick around. We'll be back in 3.
are TFR.
My faith in destiny is all I need to prevail.
Truth Frequency Radio.
Welcome back to Strange World, part 4 of 4. And yes, that was Joe Jackson stepping out from his album, Night and Day. Okay, it's call-in show, and we were going to pick up Denver first, or 303 area code, but we're going to skip. We're going to go back to Denver right after this call, which is going to be 916 area code, and I don't know where it is, but I think it might be a mental institution in the East Coast, and they get one call per day, so let's make it count.
I just called to say I love you, and I know you need to calm down after her call.
Yep, I was right. It is a facility. So, excuse me, dear, can you tell me the types of medication that you're on right now?
We don't have that long to call.
Hey, how are you?
Actually, quit smoking about 2 months ago, actually. Not permanently,
just kind of just cutting
employment.
back.
Yeah. Everybody drug tests for employment, so I have to, do the right thing for a little while. But yeah, I just had to call, and because I haven't called in a very long time, so.
That's true. You haven't called in a while.
Yeah, all this stuff. There's so many things going on, but yet not at the same time. I'm just waiting on these aliens to come take over the Earth so we can leave.
You're kind of helping
I don't know. Everything's kind of. I know, that's what I said. But I think everything's kind of stagnant right now. Like everybody's waiting for something new.
Yeah. Well,
with flat Earth, I haven't heard anything really new.
Well, you know what it is we've saturated the lower tiers of media. In fact, I was telling a producer this the other day, and he said, what are you hoping, that's going to happen real soon? I go, well, we pretty much dominate YouTube right now, and all the major networks have covered us in internet format, but we haven't reached the top tiers of media yet. We haven't done daytime talk shows, we haven't done primetime news things. Nobody's been on Fox News. I mean, we made it over in Britain and England and did some stuff there. I think everything's in waves. So the documentary coming out, I have no doubt that that's going to really, really help the next conference. The thing we do up in Canada, up in Edmonton, is going to be big. The Denver conference is going to be huge because this time the media can see us coming. They've already, this time anyone that missed it, all the media that missed it the first time, be like, holy crap, we got to go back. We got to go to this thing, and
and Denver's so much more. It's a lot bigger than Raleigh. Raleigh.
Yeah, a lot bigger.
People don't know where Raleigh is.
Yeah, it's it's easy for everybody to get to in the media. So I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. So yeah, you're right. We're kind of waiting for whatever the new thing is. The analogy I use is we're kind of at the end of Act 2, just in that lull before Act 3. And we've been there for a little while, but I have no doubt we're close to turning this thing into something really, really exciting.
Yeah, I've been trying to flat smack some people. I think my cousin hates me now. Thinks I'm totally crazy because he's in the military, but everything I told him, he's like, wow, oh my God, But then the next day, he was talking to my family about the flat Earth stuff. They're like, we don't want to hear it. We don't want to hear it. It's crazy. But I mean, it's like a 50-50 now. It seems like some of my friends I've told, they're flat earthers now, and they're telling their family, so it's
right.
It's a slow groove, but it's grooving.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you a little story since I got you. In fact, this just happened to me. I know people in the documentary, you may have heard me tell the story when I was at the airport in Atlanta that, a security guy.
I actually haven't watched it.
Okay. Well, do you remember? You know my stories about as much as anybody, right? Do you remember when I went out to watch Zen Garcia debate some guy, and we went to a friend of mine we went to a bar literally right across the street from the hotel, and the bar we were talking
in Atlanta.
Yeah, in Atlanta. And a bartender, must have been in her mid-20s, came up to us and said, hey, are you talking about flat Earth? And I go, yeah. She goes, high five, right? And I thought that was really weird. And then I go to the airport that late afternoon to fly out, and the security guard who was doing a secondary screening on my bag, I was wearing the I Am Mark Sarджъnт shirt.
Oh, I did hear that.
Yeah, you remember that, right? Okay, here's where it gets weirder, right? Literally, I'm not kidding. Could not make this up. 3 days ago, I'm here in the island, and there's a construction worker working on a condo really close to here. And I'm helping my mother load bags of dirt for her memorial garden for my grandfather. And the guy is just staring at me, right? I do not know this guy, right? And he's staring at me, and I go, what? And he goes, you're Mark Sarджъnт. And I go, what? And he goes, flat earth. He goes, dude, I've been following you for years. And I was going, are you serious? He goes, yeah. He goes, I can't, because can I get a selfie? Right. He breaks out his phone and we're taking pictures. Never seen this guy before in my life. And my point is look, I'm up on an island a remote island in the middle of freaking nowhere. Right. There's flat earthers. There are flat earthers everywhere, and you just don't know. And I was waiting for this one. It was like I was waiting. I thought it'd be at the grocery store or the gas station or something like that. But no, this guy was just a run-of-the-mill contractor's assistant that happened to be working on a thing and did not know me from Adam until he saw me.
Yeah, that's what I keep telling people, because like when me and Karen went to a meetup out here close by where we live a few months back, and when we got there, it was OBL's wife had said to the people, it was quite a few people sitting at the table. They were like, you guys don't know who they are? And everybody's like, no. None of them knew they didn't even know who you were. One guy knew who you were. He's like, oh, yeah, the Clues? Yeah, I watched that. And then it's like, they're from Facebook.
Wow.
We're on YouTube. It's like a whole nother world out there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like when I was out at the Los Angeles, the Pasadena meetup, and I didn't realize that they had their own thing going out there. I mean, they had a whole like independent flat earth group, chapter that was doing their own thing. I didn't know most of them, and I was so glad I got introduced to them. But yeah, this is, so we don't know. There's so many people in the United States we don't know. And then overseas, of course, there's so many flat earthers that speak other languages. We have no idea. That the Indonesian crowd is huge. Yep. Australia is big. Well, that
meetup's insane. There was like 200 people there.
Yeah, doesn't surprise me at all. Oh, well, hell, you saw the thing I put at the beginning of the Strange World shows. People think, what was that thing? Why is somebody talking in Russian? It's because the Russians came up here to interview me, and they said, oh yeah, by the way, we're going to dub you in Russian. And it's like, okay, whatever. Here, sign this, will you? Okay. And so, yeah, that's why I use that cool little Russian clip where I was like, wow, it's me in Russian. That's fantastic. So, yeah.
Yeah, while we're live and people are listening, let me throw a disclaimer out for the community.
Yeah.
I have not heard one flat earther believe that Australia does not exist.
Neither have I. Yeah. That is.
The Flat Earth Society trying to murder us.
I know. And the Pac-Man map, God bless Darren Nesbitt. He's got to understand that the Pac-Man map scares the hell out of people that have never heard of flat Earth before. Mm-hmm. It's like, look, you gotta give them, you know how it is, Candy. You gotta give them the weak drugs first. You can't give them just the hard stuff right away because you're just gonna scare them. Like, don't take too much.
You might even overdose them.
Exactly. They could OD. You got to give them stuff that's really hard to OD on. Then you let them, you got to give them the gateway drugs first. I know somebody's going to use that soundbite, probably tear it apart, but it's true. You got to give them the gateway drugs first, and then let them go into the hard stuff. Because anyway, but yeah, the Australia thing. Yeah, I've never ever once talked to a single person that said Australia didn't exist. For God's sakes, do you know how many great movies come from down there? I'm a big cinema fan. It's like, well, unless they're shooting tons and tons of films down there, you got to remember we recruit artists from Australia. Actors, singers, models, you name it. We grab them from there. It's a great place.
Yeah, while gravity's holding them up. I mean, them up down there. They might be standing upside down, but dang it, they're there.
That's true. By the way, before I let you go, did you know that Karen was going to do that thing of hers?
Why would I have any intel on her?
I don't.
No,
come on.
To make the video? Yes, she was debating it for a while. She didn't think people would be happy with it, and you know how people are, just talking bad, never anything good to say. But she didn't want to upset people and people to think, why is this in flat Earth? I told her, if you feel like that's something you want to do, who cares what everybody else thinks?
Well, I was I was concerned because when I first heard it, I thought, holy smokes, she may actually be trying to get back into the industry. And it's like, whoa, I don't know. I mean, maybe.
I mean, don't tell anybody. But that's actually her interview video. You just have to do that. Don't tell nobody.
That's her demo reel. Nice. That's I know it was really cool. No, I'm really
son's
happy.
A flat earther, by the way.
The what?
My son's a flat earther finally.
Right on. Good for him. The comments on her channel are excellent. Comments on her channel. The comments on my channel not as excellent because for whatever reason. Again, I get trolls that focus on me. That's fine. I don't care. You guys can do.
No, I told her I was going to go fix that.
Yeah.
Just haven't had time yet.
Okay. I unfortunately, hey, we're also running out of time, and I've still got a few more people I could pick up. That Denver person's probably upset now because I put you in front of them, and it's like, why?
Sorry, Denver.
Yeah, I know. Whoever this Denver person is, I gotta call them. Any final parting words from you, or anything? Oh wait, I'm sorry. Hang on. Peanut
nope.
Gallery's got something quick for you. Peanut Gallery, a quote for you. Ready? Here it goes. There's nothing as cozy as a piece of candy and a book. That's from Betty McDonald.
Depends on what kind of book you're reading, I guess.
Yeah, I think piece of candy, that might fall into the whole hashtag Me Too thing, but whatever. It's fine.
Okay. Go catch your next Denver.
I will. You have a good night, okay?
I love everybody.
All right.
Even
you.
Asses out there. Hi.
Hot sex.
Grass.
Oh, something happened. She got cut off. I don't know what it was. We're going to pick up Denver real quick. 303 area code. I am sorry that you were put on hold for so long.
Yeah, I was going to say congratulations on the documentary and the Flat Earth Clues 13, but after making me suffer through candy, I don't know about that anymore.
And thank you for both of those. The documentary, crossing my fingers. I really, really want to do well because I root for the underdogs. And this particular film team, they scrapped, they saved, it was a bare bones operation, and they really put some nice polish on it. And I thought it turned out well. I mean, I looked at it very objectively. It's like, okay, would the average person on the street watch this, and would they walk away feeling like they learned a little bit of something? And I think so. As far as the clues go, hey, that one has been bugging me for a while now. The Flat Earth Clues 13, which is that's the spacesuit. There is no spacesuit that can function, and I don't mean survive. I mean function, meaning fine. You want to come up with a really, really good fabric that's got a nice mesh weave that can handle that sort of stress. That's one thing. But you're telling me that those same guys can walk around and articulate their knees and elbows and shoulders and use wrenches and do a fine electronic equipment, manipulations outside of the spacecraft? No, not in a million years. Nope. Anyway, that was my little rant. What's yours?
Well, Mark, thanks for finally taking my call. This is Tony from Denver. I wanted to ask you about that Pac-Man map. Can you describe it to me?
Well, in a nutshell, and I'm talking to you from a guy that won literally 2 Pac-Man tournaments in the 80s. If you know the old Pac-Man game from way back when, because it's a 2-dimensional game, when you go off to one side of the map, somehow dimensionally it wraps back around to the other side. So if you're looking down, you leave on the right-hand side, it pops you back to the left. I guess that's the gist I got from it, which is why, hence his nickname, the Pac-Man map. I mean, there's all sorts of games, but Pac-Man was one of the first ones to kind of delve into that. And it's like, yeah, it's interesting. But at that point, you're kind of at a crossroads between a flat world and a simulated world, meaning you're bleeding out into the next definition, which is, okay, are we an enclosed flat world? And if we are, what is it made up of? Define matter at that point? And it's like, okay, I try to live one world at a time. So I try not to, remember, I'm the freshman recruiter, so I try not to scare the freshmen. And so I say, look, it's a flat enclosed world. Stop there. soak that in for, I don't know, a year, then maybe go off into something else. But again, no offense to Darren Nesbitt, because I still think he has the best podium presentation of flat Earth I've ever heard. When he first got into this, brilliant stuff. He was really, really great. It was riveting, and he got a ton of hits off of it. And so I can't condemn him. And look, he made it on Britain's national television, and all because he was kind of talking about the flat Earth. The Pac-Man map. Of course, the media just.
I think the Frisbee map is wrong because it's easily disproved by tracking the sun, and you always reference the Truman Show. I think the Pac-Man map makes more sense. And another question I had: does the Pac-Man map work with an infinite plane?
It would, but then there would be a boundary per map. Meaning, infinite plane is an infinite plane. Let's say you had an infinite plane that was dotted with all sorts of fun maps like this. But the whole map, since it's infinite, it couldn't have a wraparound because there is no edge. But so you'd have to confine it to that particular set of continents, which again makes it trickier. But as you know, I'm not a huge infinite plane guy because then you still run into that vacuum problem, which is, if then, because then you're talking about space. If it's an infinite plane, is it infinite and enclosed? Is there a ceiling on this infinite plane? Are we it gets problematic. Again, you have to be able to, for me, you have to be able to break it down to somebody, the average man on the street, not you. I'm sure you're amazingly intelligent, but the average person on the street, you've got to be able to hit it to them usually in under 2 minutes. So that's what I try to do. So the Pac-Man map,
wiki for me. Thinking of, go ahead. One more for me. The infinite plane I was just talking about, the Infinite Plane Society. Has he really pulled a Tiger Dan on us?
No, I don't know. I have nothing against him initially because, look, without him, we wouldn't have had the Mad Mike thing, which generated 3 massive waves of media attention.
Yeah, it was great.
Best $8,000 ever spent. And he was the guy that helped orchestrate that. He was the one that
I love how the rocket proved the flat Earth.
Well, yeah. No, it didn't have to. Again, it was just a great publicity stunt, and the media loved it. It's like Daredevils are always popular with the media, and there's so few of them now compared to, it takes a special person. Evel Knievels don't come around every day, and this guy was not that. But no, IPS, I think, is kind of reevaluating where he wants to go with this whole thing. What angle is he going to use? Because I'm sure he wants to get some light shown on him. And if he wants to do it with some sort of, saying that, oh yeah, I was a journalist inside the flat Earth community, hey, great, all for him. Because if he was, then he was what? He went native. If that was the case, look, he led chat raids and he formed the Penguin Squad. He did all these really, really cool things, which, he did more than a lot of ranking members in the community. And we'll have to see. Only time will tell where he goes. It would not surprise me if you saw him one day on mainstream media talking and saying, oh yeah, I was in there. I was embedded. But maybe you can't get the attention you want in his case until you get out and say you were in. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh yeah, I was one of them. Because if you still are one of them, you're not going to get the attention.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, Mark, thank you.
Yeah. Hey, you have a good rest of your night, okay?
All right, bye-bye.
Bye. All right, let's grab, I think we can grab one more. Let's grab Canada. Blame Canada. 905 area code. Sorry for keeping you on hold, Canada, because I know you're paying by the minute.
Yeah, it's great, Mark. I honestly appreciate everything you're doing.
Thanks.
And you mentioned the IPS chat raids.
Yeah.
So when that happened, I had a broken foot, and instead of getting a cast, I just left it off for a couple days, and I missed them all.
Oh no!
And,
yeah,
it was like a weekend.
I still, just so you know, they're still out there. You can look at the recordings. I don't have a special playlist for them, but if you look up Flat Earth chat raids, I think you'll still find them. I know I've got them on my channel, and he stopped them because he got a copyright strike or something, and he didn't want to get a second one because then your channel gets crippled. But it was amazing to see because nobody could believe that many people could walk into a chat room, that they were that organized, that they were that motivated. And this is, some time ago. You throw 400 people in a chat room. It's amazing.
I wish I was there, man.
Yeah.
It hurts so bad that I wasn't there.
Hey, you know what?
But
it's still out there. You can still watch the replays. It's pretty fun.
But I had a secondary idea.
Yeah.
If people can record their phones, like the government can record their phones.
Yeah.
Or who not.
Yeah.
Anyway, call your local hot air balloon people.
Yeah.
And book an 8-hour trip. And let's go to England.
I see what you're doing there. It's good. It's good.
Yeah,
Well, if you're gonna do that,
you know.
Yeah. If you're gonna do that, why don't we just book a little helicopter trip, and something like that.
Oh, but the hot air balloon.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just want to get a compilation of the recordings of people on the hot air balloon side saying you're a dumbass, even though science tells us we're going faster than a speeding bullet.
Yeah.
And we should get there.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Again, everyone, don't forget, and this isn't just you, this is for everyone that's listening. Don't forget that we all started out as something else. We all started out not believing this, not for a long shot. And we, oh crap, there's one more call I got to pick up before I say goodbye for the night. Any shout outs?
Thanks, Bart.
Yeah, you have a good one, okay? But
everyone out there, indoctrination is horrible. We've all been there. Thanks.
Yeah. All right, man. Have a good night.
You do.
All right. I'm going to pick up one more call before we shut down for the evening. It's going to be 512 area code out of Texas. 512, you get about 2 minutes. I think I know who you are.
Hey, Mark, how's it going? I can get it done pretty quickly.
Do it.
Your buddy Mark called in earlier, wanted footage of Saturn. Well, I got the P900 and I got it out. And it turns out that if you want to make the stuff work for the planets, you have to go into a manual focus mode. And it took me a little while to work this out. In fact, a good bit of the show. But this means that all those cool pictures that you're seeing on the videos of this is Venus or this is Saturn or this is Sirius, I think is the famous one that's really all colored. Truth of the matter is, those are just simply not taken properly with the focus mode. So I was able to actually get movies of Jupiter so far as a result, and I'll go and try to hit the Saturn stuff for Mark later on tonight.
Wow. All right. You still got a minute left.
So I just
if you want to.
Well, I just wanted to clear that up because that's one of probably the sticking points on Flat Earth, and the photographers know better. But the P900, because of the way it's designed, it doesn't have your normal sort of focus ring on the barrel. Everything is controlled through the controls digitally like that. So, and if you don't know how to go into the manual focus mode, go online. There's a YouTube video that I just watched by a fellow who actually shows you if you're getting these kind of pictures out of your P900, well, here's what you're doing wrong. And as a result, I already got a great shot of Jupiter and the moon's floating by. And like I said, I'm going to hit Saturn up, and then I'll send those to you, and maybe you can forward those to Mark.
Yeah, I'd be happy to.
Okay. Cool. Like I said, that was just, he had requested, anybody out there with a P900, and I'm glad he did, because that solved the problem for me. I hadn't looked into it because I was just doing the moon.
Right on.
And now I'm looking at it going, oh, okay, now I can start getting Jupiter, Saturn, all those things. So,
cool.
But to anybody else there who's operating a P900,
all right.
Go
that sounds
check it
great.
out.
All right, man. Thanks. I got to say goodbye because I got to wrap this thing up, but thank you. Okay.
Understood. All right. And shout out to all the flat earthers, especially Mark. Thank you. All right.
Later
on.
Yep. All right. That's it for the show. I will be back next week. Same flat time, same flat channel. There's the music. There we go. Perfect. I couldn't ask for anything more. See you guys.
It's a great honor and privilege for us to be here representing not